Yeah, it's been another beautiful day. It's been another summer day. It's been hot, it's been humid, you felt that, but it's also been nice to be outdoors. And that weather continues as we go throughout the week, but we do have to dodge a few showers and storms as we get into the overnight hours. Let's go ahead and take a look at the visible satellite over the last few, since this morning, in fact. And as the sun comes up, you'll notice that there wasn't a lot of fog around this morning. In fact, really none to speak of. But then the cumulus started to get going. With the heating of the day, very small at first and mainly in the bluegrass, not quite the southeastern counties, but eventually everyone had an explosion of cloud coverage. Now, where you see these bigger little clusters of white puffy clouds, that is where we've had a few showers get going, especially right along the southeastern fringe of the state. But then you look out north and west and look at the big cloud deck moving our way. That's the cold front that's eventually going to bring in some cooler and drier air. And we're already starting to see those showers line up along southern Indiana, eventually going to cross 65 and make its way into the bluegrass as we get into the later hours of today. But the daytime heating has been enough to build some of those cumulus tall enough to drop a few rain showers, and very isolated, in fact, just south of Manchester, in fact, right through Manchester, but also a little cell right there south of the Hal Rogers Parkway. Continues to drop some rain. We've got one on the east side of 75, one on the west side of 75 in McCreary County, dropping some pretty heavy rain as well. But that's really it for now, until this works its way towards us. What will happen, though, is as we lose the heat, as we lose a lot of the driving mechanism of this system, it's not going to have much to work with, so it will start to fall apart throughout the course of the day. High pressure will build in behind it. That'll keep us free from showers mostly throughout the end of the week, although an isolated pop-up every once in a while, certainly not out of the question. But cooler, little bit drier air will work in, and it'll feel better as we get into the next couple of days. So on the future track, we'll go ahead and put it into play as we get into the late hours of today. Showers already starting to make their presence known. Well, it would be light, maybe a few heavy downpours mixed in with all of that. But the better chance for rain and the better chance for that downpour type activity will be throughout the afternoon tomorrow, especially after we get some heating. So there you go. Big clusters of showers and storms, especially in the southern counties, maybe a few getting into Wednesday afternoon as well. But that should be the end of that system, and it will also be the introduction of the better feeling air. 82 degrees for Tuesday afternoon, 84 by Wednesday. And then as we get into Thursday, now we're starting to climb back up towards normal. Notice your overnight lows are dipping down into the low 60s, which also means the dew point temperature is coming down as well. So it's feeling better, and that's the good news. Slow climb back up to normal. We'll get above normal going into the end of the weekend upcoming, but we'll also keep a very similar pattern going forward throughout the course. As far as we have in the tropics, not much, although there is a low that's sitting out there in the eastern Caribbean Sea. Just a cluster of showers and storms. It's moving into an environment that's not very favorable for development. Also, it's going to cross a lot of these tiny islands, so all of that is going to kind of disrupt its tropical potential, which is why the National Hurricane Center only gives it a 10% chance out of the next 5 days. Something to keep an eye on, but I don't think it's going to become anything, to be honest with you. So as we have for the next 8 days, showers and storms really throughout the next 2, then we get back to a typical summer pattern, and that's going to be the Thursday through Sunday time frame, where it's basically just an isolated pop-up every once in a while, but hot and humid.
Summer pool weather, though, on the weekend.
That's all you have to do is get in the water,
Yes.
enjoy yourself.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Alrighty, Seth, thank you, buddy.